It's been said he is one of the most compelling actors of his generation, and he is, that you don't look at anyone else when Leonardo DiCaprio is on the screen. He is now starring in his fourth movie for director Martin Scorsese, the gripping psychological suspense thriller. It's called Shutter Island. Critics are calling it Leo's finest hour, and I would have to agree with you. It's so good to finally meet you after all this time.
You too. Thank you. Great to meet you as well.
It is powerful. It is something that thought-provoking. It's just one of those roles that, do you seek out these types of roles?
I do seek them out quite aggressively, actually, but it is a gift when they present themselves to you like this. This really came out of nowhere. I think Scorsese and I at the time were looking at doing a different project that fell through, and this kind of landed in our lap. And it was, you know, it was a mixture of different genres. It was a psychological thriller. It was Gothic horror. It was a Hitchcockian style of.
Well put.
Yeah, you know, but you know, at the end of the day, what it became about was a character piece, and that all at the end of this movie, you're left with one man alone in a room, coming to terms with his past, with his past traumas, and that's what made it riveting to me.
And it also made the person who's watching it look within themselves and wonder, okay, are there some things that have happened in my life that could be used against me, or could be said, you know, this is when you lost it, Robin, because, you know, after Hurricane Katrina, and these things that really make you think. You talk about Marty, and you two are magic. You're magic on the screen, and you could tell his work when you're watching this. Do you know when he is really pleased with you? And it's been a mutual admiration society between you two. You've spoken highly of each other. Can you tell it when he knows that you've really hit it? And can you tell it when he's like, you didn't quite hit the mark on something?
You know, it's been an interesting process working with him over the years, because obviously he, to me, is the definitive filmmaker of our time. And he's influenced me ever since I was 14, and my entire generation and generations before me. But what I've discovered most about him through working with him for 10 years now is that since that great relationship that he's had with De Niro, and they've produced some of the greatest works of art that in movie history, he really trusts his actors. He trusts his actors to come on set, be prepared, and take ownership of their character. And I think he ultimately finds the narrative of the emotion of the film through his actors, and he lets you do what you want. People oftentimes think of him as possibly a controlling director, maybe because of how specific his vision is. But when it comes to the actors, whether you're a day player or whether you're in every scene of the movie, he expects you to have ownership of that character and guide him.
You take ownership of this character, and I want to play a clip and tell people it's set in the 1950s. You're a U.S. Marshal. You've been asked to investigate, go to this island, a mental institution. Criminally insane are there. Somebody has gotten loose, and you've been asked to go and try and find this person, and you actually interview some of the inmates.
Yes.
Here it is, Shutter Island.
You tore her face off, didn't you? Congratulations, no more normal for her, not ever again, no. Do you know what she was afraid of? You.
Could you stop that? Please? Stop that! Please! Stop!
Do you know a patient named Andrew Latis? Do you?
There's just so many twists and turns, and friends and I say we have to go back and see it again because we weren't quite sure that we missed some things. But also, very physical. It seems like very physically and emotionally draining being a part of this movie, and we have some video of the rain and the wind that was used to try and get you into the mood, into the character. How physical was it for you?
It was physically challenging. You know, more so, I would say the emotion of the character. It is, the whole movie is a series of short stories, in my opinion, whether it be dream, truth, or fiction, or his real past that he's coming to terms with. They're like these tiny little segments, and each one of these segments we found we had to keep pushing further and further emotionally. And that was the real challenge of it. I mean, oftentimes I'd come onto set and there'd be a scene that was condensed into half a page, and then I'd be talking to Scorsese and say, well, this could be the most important scene in the movie. And there were like a dozen of those. If these segments didn't work, and if we didn't sort of push them to their extremes, I think ultimately you wouldn't have compassion for the character, and no matter what genre it is, no matter how great stylistically it was,
Sure.
you know, you wouldn't be connected with this man's journey. And it's a pretty powerful story, I have to say. As far as the scripts that I get and I've seen in my lifetime, this is one of the better ones.
I want to share in the commercial break the scene that I thought was the one. I know that there are all these little short stories, but I don't want to give away too much to the viewers at home. I remember a couple of years ago you were on Oprah, and you said, "Hey, when I hit 35, that's when I got to grow up when I'm 35 years old." You said that a few years ago. You're 35.
Give me another 10 years.
Oh, wow, come on. But you said that. So do you feel?
We do say a lot of things, don't we? Truth is, you know, right now, I'm going to keep working for now, and if these things present themselves to me, I mean, I presume you're talking about family or something along those lines.
No,
I would never,
not.
right?
No, never. No, I was just saying in general. But since you brought that up, no.
The truth is, you know, I'm very lucky to be in the position that I'm in right now. I don't want to look back at this time and say I didn't take advantage of that. And if other stuff, you know, happens to come along in a natural progression, so be it.
So be it. Well, you have done this a
Thank
time
you
or two,
very much.
but I really wasn't trying to go there. I just
It's all
remember
good.
when you
It's all
were
good.
with Oprah and you said that about that special age. And finally, as we go away, thank you for what you're doing in Haiti. You stepped
thank
up
you.
well before a lot of people, gave $1 million of your own money. You were part of the telethon as well. What was it about what's gone on there that's really struck a chord with you?
I mean, seeing the footage, really, I mean, like most people, honestly, this is one of the biggest disasters in my memory, possibly in my lifetime. And to see a country like Haiti that has suffered for so long and has gotten very little help for many, many years, and then to have something this devastating happen to them. I mean, the footage of the entire place being flattened and children, obviously, that have been killed and wounded. You know, I'm actually proud to see the outpouring from the United States, because I think we really stepped up to the plate in this. I mean, even though we're suffering economically, to see people and listen to people on the phone during that telethon say, you know what, I can't give much, but I'm going to do this. I'm glad. I feel good to be able to give right now. And I don't know, it made me feel a little proud to be American that day. It really did.
That's a perfect way to end it. Leo, as advertised, wonderful to meet you, and it really is a powerful role for you, and I know that you are going to have continued success in all that you do. And people are going to look back at this interview and say, okay, 10 years ago from now, so when you're 45, they're going to ask you the same question. But
As long as I have another 10 years.
at least. Thanks so much.